Hi guys, so today we're going to be making lasagna, so let's get started. Here's a quick overview of all the ingredients that I'll be using today. And we're going to get started with our sausage. These are 2 Italian sweet sausages that I'm going to be using today. And I'm just going to take them out of their casing. And we just remove the casing so that they'll break down a little bit easier inside of the sauce. And feel free to use ground turkey or ground beef, whatever you have on hand if you don't have the sausage. So now we can get our ricotta cheese mixture ready. So I'm going to be using 1 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. This is whole milk, but you can use skim milk if you like. And we're going to be seasoning that with salt and pepper, about a teaspoon of each. You could also use garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, basil, whatever you like, but I just decided to leave it plain. I also added 1 large egg, and that's just going to help the lasagna set up inside of the oven and not kind of melt away when we're cooking it. We're going to give that a good stir and then set that aside. I really like ricotta cheese. You can use it for both sweet and savory dishes. If you like, you can put it on top of toast with a little bit of jam, and it's really good. It's like a nice light, kind of like cream cheese. So first off, we're going to start off by browning our sausage. So I just put it in a saute pan on medium-high heat, and I'm cooking it until it's cooked all the way through. And that was a little bit of pepper flakes that you saw me add. That's just because I like the spice. And I'm showing you here, this is called fawn, those little brown bits that are stuck to the pan. That's going to help to give our sauce a nice, almost all-day cooked flavor once we add our sauce. So this is the sauce that I'm going to be using today. It's my favorite sauce. And it's 1 jar, I think it's about, is it 32 ounces? I think it's about 32 ounces, and I'm going to add that to the pan. Look how bright and red it is. It's really a nice sauce. I feel like you don't have to add anything to this one. So I'm just going to mix that together with the sausage, and I'm going to be pulling up that fawn that was on the bottom of that pan, those brown bits. And as you can see here, all the fawn is gone. So now that's mixed with the sauce, and it kind of marries the sausage and the sauce together, and it makes it taste like it's been cooking all day. And then you're going to get your noodles ready. You just want to boil them and follow the package directions. And once they're all cooked, you're going to lay them out on a kitchen towel so that they can dry and cool off and be a little bit easier to handle. And now we can start assembling our lasagna. So I'm going to take a little bit of that sauce that I cooked and put it at the bottom of an 8x8 pan. And I only let that sauce cook for like 5 minutes once I added it to the meat. It will cook the rest in the oven. And we're going to add in a layer of lasagna. My noodles were a little bit too big for the pan, but that's okay. I'll just fold up the edges later. So you just want to overlap them and cover all the sauce. And next I'm going to be adding a layer of our ricotta cheese mixture. You could also use the cottage cheese if you're going to be using that instead at this layer. And if you're not going to be using either one of those, maybe you can use maybe like a little mozzarella. That would be good. And it doesn't have to be completely covered. I'm just covering it with about half my mixture because that's all I have to make. I don't have much ingredients, so I'm just doing about 2 or 3 layers. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of cheddar cheese, which is the other cheese that I had on hand. But you can use whatever you have. And then I'm going to dollop a few pieces or a few dollops of sauce into the mixture, just to keep it moist. And then I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. And you can see I kind of crossed the noodles this time, and that's just because it makes it a little bit easier to cut. It kind of gives the lasagna more structure if you do it that way. So I'm going to add the other half of ricotta cheese. and smooth that out. Trying to get everything. And once I've cleaned out that bowl, I'm going to smooth that out really well, and then I'm going to add the rest of my cheddar cheese. Or actually just enough so that I can save some more for the top, because I like the way that looks. And then we're going to add a few more dollops of sauce. This is going to keep everything from drying out. We don't want to add too much, but just enough. I probably add about a half a cup each layer. And then I'm going to tuck in or fold in all those extra pieces. I have one more layer to top, so I just want everything to be nice and even. And then I'm going to take my last layer of lasagna and then add it to the top. This time I cut the edges so that it would fit the pan better. And then I took all my extra little pieces and just put them on the top wherever I could find room. And then I'm going to cover it all with the remaining sauce. I think I had about a cup left over, so I just put it all at the top. And then I'm going to smooth that out, covering all the noodles. And then I'm going to sprinkle in our last bit of cheddar cheese that I had on hand. And then I had a couple of mozzarella balls in the fridge, about 3 or 4. So I didn't have too many, so I just left it for the top. So I'm going to break those up and then put them across the top of the pan. And there you have it, our lasagna. I'm going to put this in the oven covered with foil at 400 degrees for 25 minutes. And then I'm going to take off the foil and then cook it for another 15 minutes until it's nice and brown and bubbly at the top. And there you have it, a nice baked lasagna for you and your family to enjoy. I hope you gave it a try, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.